the meaning of Sttess or the substance with the recommendation for that one. Everything we will coming by the slide. I will give the word for my colleague, Mr. Gerard, to start this sessions. And again, thank you for your commitment to attend this meeting. Okay, Gerard.
Okay. Stress is one of the factors why people are having difficulty in attending their job, and ensuring the condition is being mitigated or the situation is being mitigated. So now, let's try to define very quickly. Heat stress can be more than a minor inconvenience. Heat stress from the sun work environment can create a life-threatening emergency, yes. If you are going to define what is heat stress is not only for the elderly. What do you mean by elderly? Meaning, let's say 50 people above the years of age, but also the infants. But at our side, we don't have infants, okay? So how we can take it? Heat stress occurs when the core body temperature rises and cannot be cold or cooled by sweating, okay? Our bodies maintain constant internal temperature even though exposed to varying environmental temperatures. To keep internal body temperatures within the safe limit in hot conditions, the body gets rid of excess heat by evaporating sweat. These responses are controlled by the brain and usually occurs when the blood exceeds 98 degrees. So, what are the effects? Effects of heat stress on your body. When you are experiencing this, you will observe or notice skin rashes. Pigmentation, it's like a pigmentation in your body. Muscle cramps, cramping of your muscles. Exhaustion, fainting, or even a life-threatening situation like heat stroke. Guys, remember, because we might get asked, there will be a sort of few questions after the presentations, after the slides. So, external factors affecting heat stress, what are those? Humidity. The temperature or the ambient temperature is, let's say, is exceeding 40 degrees Celsius. Humidity also is one of the factors while we are excessively sweating. Radiant heat. What do you mean by radiant heat? From your equipment that you are engaging in the work. If there is a running equipment, it is also a contributory factors affecting heat stress. Ear movement, clothing, also the clothing. Now, I believe most of you sometimes cannot be avoided. You have to lose your clothing. You have to, roll your sleeves. I think we will not going to encourage, but we will going to encourage work and rest period. Maybe that's the case. We will encourage work and rest period because if you are going to loosen your sleeve, like your uniform, and you are very close to a running equipment or any rotating equipment, you will also harm yourself. So let's try to manage. Change your clothing from time to time. You have a proper ventilation, drink plenty of fluids, and so on and so forth. Also the work rate. What we mean by work rate? If you are working around, let's say maximum 4 hours, 3 hours, continue without any rest, you are not following the work rest period because your supervisor is giving you tasks to complete this work within a certain period of time. So it will also affect heat stress. Now, heat rush, I think we can only mention the treatment if you are having heat rush because of that you are experiencing heat stress. So keep your skin dry. Apply lotion before going to work. You have to apply lotion. sleep in cool conditions. So how we can prevent heat rash? Wear breathable clothing. Cleanse skin thoroughly. I think we cannot. Yes, you have to wear loose clothing, but everything will be manageable if you are going to follow the mitigation. So, second one, heat exhaustion. Now, how do you define heat exhaustion? When the blood moves toward the outer body to remove heat, blood pools in the skin, leaving less the brain. So, what are the symptoms? Fatigue, headache, dizziness, diffuse sweating, rapid pulse, thirst, loss of appetite, nausea, vomiting, and fainting. So, how we can prevent heat exhaustion? I think we can also, Abdulaziz, we can also discuss with the team later on. So, okay, let's try to tackle this part, and then we will move to the next slide.
Yes, complete sentence some point we will discuss about heat stress. This heat stress about symptoms maybe before discuss about heat stress symptoms. Walking with safety in here daily. You will be sure to be daily drinking of water, more drinking of water. Check your urine color when be toilet every day. You need to be more fluid from replacement from the sweetie from this. And add little extra salt from your food. Extra salt from your food every day. Okay. And regular take break from your regular working from this heat without heating. You need to be breaking from this your work. Okay. And get blank from sleep at night. Eat fruit and vegetables every day. When your animal informant, you'll be supervised. Okay? Okay. Can be symptoms, any symptoms from your work, from this every day, can be vomiting, headache, and rashing from your body, and maybe sometimes to be drowsing, and it can be not to be able to work, more sweating, excessive of sweating, okay? And it can be more for headache, stop of your work and take break and take your supervisor and come to make first aid and it can be need to be managed, more managing and transfer to hospital. Okay? More common of signs and symptoms from this heat stress: headache, diarrhea, urine color dark of yellow of urination, and nauseated and drowsiness. Okay. Okay. Can be prevention from this: more water, excessive more water daily, and excessive added water salt and vegetables and fruits. Okay. Drinking of water. Start drinking water before you start work. Avoiding beverages containing alcohol. Okay, caffeine used to behave shortening period, long.
Alcohol, caffeine. Remember, guys, for those who are coffee lovers, if you are planning to work outside in this kind of condition, just try to avoid drinking coffee. Now, get used to the heat of short periods followed by longer periods. Now, we will going to define later on how we can identify temperature or how we can mitigate the risk of exposing in this kind of condition. So alternate work and rest breaks with longer breaks in cooler areas. Work in teams. Do not allow your team to work alone, especially when they are exposed in this kind of hot weather condition or extreme weather condition. Ventilation, yes. So this is right. They have to.
It can be a ventilation area, okay? Can be great corner, and it can be big area, and it can be not to be can be from coming from head area to be ventilation high, be AC, more IC, may be problem, you may be shocked. From out area, high heat, high user heat, to be AC high, is no problem. Take break from corner outside, okay, and after from your body from this resting and coming after 10 minutes, 30 minutes, and coming to be in AC, okay. Take care from this. When we make showering, take shock from coming from this safe area, or to make shower direct. You will be rest before to be make shower. Can be take rest. Okay. There won't be any symptoms from this heat stress discussed before. Can be take ORS from here from first aid room. ORS will not be juice. Or is this medicine can be replacing from this electrolyte from your losing from your sweating. Okay.
By the way, guys, before we move forward, there is what we call a substitute. If we don't have available ORS, just in case, we can use what? Electrolyte. Electrolyte.
Also electrolyte.
Salt. And guys, I have seen most of the people or the team members putting salt in
Your food.
no, I mean salt in beverages like milk, like juice. They are mixing it. It's good that you have to, in order for you to have or regain your energy, you have to consume what? You have to consume sugar. But this is not the case. Our case is you are releasing, imagine, 2 to 3 gallons of sweat or water releasing from your body because you are working in an extreme, like, because we are categorizing 3 different activities. We have easy work, we have moderate work, and we have hard work. Okay? So, based on this, now, let's say,
Urine color.
yes, urine.
Urine color from this, change it every time. Can be changing from your color, change it from this. You will be need more water before you go to water. You will be more daily water. Okay? Can be checked every day. Your urine, you need to be more water or no. Okay?
Now, what do you do? What do we do?
What are you doing from this? Your be sudden from any person can be anything distress or be subjected from signs or symptoms from discussed now. It can be stop work and confirm it your supervisor and calling the nursing paramedic here from this side and when be coming to be checked. Check when be this need to be coming from this here room from first aid room here coming to be first aiding and give him ORS and managing and will be needed to be again to be complete your service to transfer to. Okay.
Okay, there is one question.
And someone will be staying who is working until healing arrive, move or working from clothes, remove from all clothes, and 5 months of working with waiter, apply ice or cold. Okay. Provide cold drinking water if able to drink.
Guys, bottom line is you have to drink as many water as you can. Okay? And also, there will be a question after this. If ORS can be applicable for everyone? Or
No. That's just emergency medicine for not any person can be taken from this ORS. This is not juice. This is not juice. This for replacing from electrolytes to be losing from sweeting. Okay, excessive water, this will be excessive sweeting from this water will be working more electrolyte losing from this. This replacement. This no juice. Okay, understand now?
and also, if it's cannot really avoid removing your clothes, better to keep away from your work location. If you want to remove your clothing, go from a shaded area, drink plenty of water, and do not engage in the work. It's like, removing your PPE and then you are working in your area. It's not like that. If you want to rest, have a rest. Okay, remove your clothing, lose your clothing, remove your helmet, and make sure that you are in a safe location while doing that. Okay. Maybe there will be question. When are we going to start working? The start of the implemented by government. It will start on when it will be, Ali? 15th of this month. So
Until 15th of September.
until 15th of September, okay? So within a couple of days now, nobody will work in direct sunlight from 11:30 to 3 o'clock, okay? Beginning on the 15th of June until 15th of September. Let's, from our side, guys, from safety point of view, we will also facilitate ourselves in monitoring the condition of the area by using we have a heat stress device, monitoring device, okay? Based on that, we can also try to, inform you guys that, okay, this is the temperature, we are in this kind of temperature because in our procedure, this is what we call the thermal work limit, okay? If the people engage in a certain task, because if you are exposed outside, definitely this is a hard work. This is not considered to be an easy work. So we were going to implement work rest. How often you are implementing the work rest period? How many minutes you are taking? Let's say you are working in forwarding pumps. What is the remaining activity in forwarding pumps now? Still lifting, right? We are still lifting. No more lifting. Sheets. You are installing sheets. So, and the firefighting system. In this way, this is considered to be a hard work already. A hard work. If the temperature is reaching greater than 46, equal or greater than 46, this is considered to be dangerous. Okay, so you have to have this work rest period around 70 minutes. 50 minutes of work and then 70 minutes of rest. This is when we should be this kind of
15 minutes of work?
50 minutes of work and then
20
70
minutes.
rest. 30 minutes, not 20. 30 minutes rest. We have the chart. Let me just have a quick. Guys, one more thing. We have what we call acclimation. Acclimation or acclimatization. This is a method or a strategy where you are going to allow your worker, let's say there is a new worker, okay, we have a contractor coming. So what we will do, instead of exposing them directly in the sunlight, like 8 hours directly, not only 8 hours, 2 hours, 3 hours, we have to allow them to work like 1 hour. We cannot expose them directly. This is called acclimatization. Allowing the worker to work within a short period of time, then later on he will adapt the environment. Because once you adapt the person directly or engage the person in this kind of condition, then he will going to face this heat stress also. Okay. So we will going to have a quick recap. Sort of questions. Thank you, Abdulaziz, for sharing with them the information. In the course of day, in heat work or in work in heat, a person can sweat. A person can sweat as much as 2 to 3 gallons. True. Is it true or false?
Yeah, true.
True. It's true. Heat stress occurs when the core body temperature rises and cannot be cooled by sweating.
False.
Huh?
False.
Is it false? It's true. Now, the others are rolling their eyes. They are not sure.
Okay.
Number 3, humidity is an external factor associated with heat stress. Remember, there are around 4 factors before in the previous presentation. Do you think humidity is an external factor?
Yes.
Humidity is an external factor, right? We have the work also.
Yes.
The duration of the work is also an external factor. Heat rash occurs when sweat, ducts, blood, and sweat cannot freely evaporate from the skin. We discussed about heat rash. What are the heat rash? Like pigmentation, like the redness of your... Huh? Is it true or false? It's true. Heat cramps are treated by drinking 0.5 liters of water every 4 hours. False. What's the... 0.5? Every hour. Okay? Headaches and dizziness are not symptoms of heat exhaustion.
False.
False. Hot, red skin, and no sweating are symptoms of heat stroke. No sweating, huh? The skin is pale also, but at the same time it's red. No more sweat coming out. When you touch the person, he's even cold. So it's true. It's true. It's true. This is a symptom of heat stroke already. Applying ice and cold water is not recommended for treating someone live or someone taking ill from the heat. Huh? What do you think? Applying ice, huh? And cold water. Yes, remember the previous presentation. Yes, it's true. We have to apply.
No, it's not recommended. Not recommended is false. It's
Huh?
recommended. It should be recommended.
It's not recommended.
Not
Take,
recommended.
take the question. Read from the question.
It's not
Applying-
true.
It's not
Applying ice and cold water is not recommended
True.
for treating someone taking from ill health.
Recommended. Treating.
No, you have to apply ice, no?
You have to apply.
Yes, so it's false. It's false.
You have to apply. You have to apply. What are the actions?
Applying the ice or cold is recommended.
It's not recommended.
It's
Huh?
false. This is a false
So
question.
it is. Remember, guys, remove the clothing. Keep the person away from the shaded area. Okay.
Cool the drinking cold water.
Okay.
Okay. You are
Drinking
not
beverages, caffeine.
thirsty. You are not thirsty.
You must
Well
be well rehydrated. Drinking beverages and caffeine is a good way to prevent dehydration. It's false, huh? Darker urine color is indicator of dehydration.
Yes. True.
Yes. It's true, huh?
In some conditions.
In some conditions. Okay, guys. Anyone would like to from you guys to raise, ask questions related with heat stress? We have to, guys. Not only you.
Yeah, I think the change over time. Thank you.